When you saw what the quad god did on Sunday, what stood out to you?
I mean, it was a great event. All men competed extremely well. I have to take note of Italy coming in and getting that third spot as well. Matteo coming in, putting it clean. He'd been out for a period of time, so it was cool to be able to see him come in and throw down on really one of the biggest stage, or the biggest stage for him, frankly. Ilia came in, he had a slightly watered down program, I gotta say. So compared to what he's normally able to do, or what he normally does, but I think this was very strategic. I think he should have done what he did: water down your program a little bit, make sure that you do what you need to do to get through this team event, and then focus on the individual from here.
I want to go back to what we just saw from that tweet at the beginning, a score of 200.03. For those of us who are not experts in the world of figure skating, kind of break that down into layman's terms for us. What does that score mean?
Totally. I mean, 200 is a big score. Anytime that you have a combined score over 300, you're in the top league. And so typically a short program above 100 is incredible. A 200 program above a 200 in the free program is incredible. He has the ability to go even above that, up to 220 plus. So we definitely will see a lot more coming in the individual event. As I mentioned, this is for him, crazy to say this, but it's a watered down program. And getting the score with that is a really great place to be. So, excited to see what's to come.
What's it mean for the entire team to just get a gold right out of the gate for momentum going into this thing and for sort of getting the beast off the back?
Totally. I mean, first of all, it's an incredible accomplishment no matter what. I'm so proud of this team, and this is a really, really strong team coming into the Olympics. So, hats off to the U.S. It's also great to have this team event to kind of get your feet under you, especially for men and ice stands that are coming up right away. The women will have to take some time off to sort of regroup, and they compete later in the competition as well as the pairs. But it's great to get a little familiar with Olympic ice. A lot of this is their Olympic debut for a lot of the athletes. So really, it's a great experience, great opportunity to kind of see, like, what does it feel like to have the pressure of the Olympics and seeing the rings on the ice and all the cameras and all the people. It's a definitely a very different feeling experience. So great experience for them right now.
You mentioned there's a lot of skaters that are kind of new to this stage, but those who are not, as Madison Chock and Evan Bates, not just husband and wife, but also gold medalists. They have 2 team golds after winning both ice dance segments. What did their experience bring to this rather inexperienced team?
Yeah, absolutely. I think their leadership is so vital for the team right now, or it was very apparently vital for the team, helping the athletes get through this. There's a lot of ups and downs. The event is long. It's over 3 days. So little things can change how the trajectory of the event goes. So having this veteran leadership help corral the skaters and keep them sort of the energy and motivation up. It's really important, and really looking forward to seeing what they're able to put down in the individual events. They are my best friends, and I'm really proud of them.
I mean, you're covering the Olympics, but you are an Olympic champion, right? So what's this moment like for you? Just watching it, you chose not to compete this time. Like, what's it feel like for you to be there, but not be there the same way you're used to?
For sure. I mean, honestly, I haven't really watched skating from the stands much in my life. So to do that now at the Olympics is really cool. It's cool. I mean, it's great. It's definitely a very different experience. I'm not stressed in the normal sense. But at the same time, I was thinking, like, as I was flying there, when I go to these events, I have a very clear objective. Here's like an algorithm that I'll follow to make sure that I'm primed for the events. Now I was flying on the plane. I was like, I'm just going to watch a movie and chill. So it's a very different experience, but it's a lot of fun.
Are you talking to your teammates? Are they asking you for advice, since you are sort of a little bit in a different situation here, to maybe help talk to them?
Look, I'm open to anything that people have to ask. But I do think that as skaters, everyone is a very unique individual in their trajectory and in their approach. So I certainly would never want to just enforce advice on people if that's not helpful. But anytime anyone wants to ask me, I'm always open for that.
You mentioned it. You've been a part of this team. You've been here on this stage before. You know what it's like being in the shoes, their skates. What stands out to you about this team, the way it's constructed, and maybe kind of their relationships with one another?
Yeah, I mean, we can tell that the women have been just tremendously supportive of one another. It's been really wholesome and heartwarming to see them go through Olympic trials, nationals for us, and into the Olympics. This team, I mean, we all sort of grow up together. We compete together. We know each other for a really long time. So it really is like a family. And I think having that at the Olympics, at least for me, was really important, because I felt as though, no matter what happened on the ice, the support and love that we have for one another will remain. And to keep that through the event, I think it's something that's really valuable.
We see here on this tweet, Japan obviously upset. They win the silver, Italy the bronze. I mentioned the momentum USA gets from a gold. What's the impact for everybody else that maybe wanted that shot at the podium and now has to regroup and sort of refocus?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say Japan was absolutely incredible during the team event. Every single athlete just really did their job. They put down really across the board some of the best skating I've seen from Japan. So hats off to them for the work that they put in. And I don't think anyone should count out the results of the team event to be exactly what will happen in individual. Completely new day, refresh, lock back in, and focus on what your next goal is. So certainly this is not, I think the team event, again, is great experience. You learn a lot from it, but it's not a complete one-to-one for what's going to happen in the individual event. So I'm excited for them to put this behind. The day is new and to continue fresh the next day.
You mentioned it. We have plenty of figure skating left throughout the entirety of Milan Cortina. You mentioned, what you watched from Japan, what you watched from the US. When I'm watching, I'm just looking at it like, wow, everybody's good and everyone's amazing and everything is perfect. So for those of us who don't have the same kind of context and nuance and background with figure skating that you have, what are some little tidbits, little nuggets that we should be watching for that kind of differentiates the elites from the rest of the group?
Mm-hmm. I mean, across the board, if you make it to the Olympics, you are next level. Like, you are incredible. And the joke goes, just throw in a random person from the street and see how they compare, and you'll get a good sense of how good these athletes are. But really, though, I think there are a couple of course, coming into this Olympics, we have the world. U.S. has the U.S. the women's world champion, the men's world champion, and the dance world champion. And you can just see their quality will definitely be very clear. Each athlete, each of these disciplines has their own standout thing. So, for example, Ilia, he's coming in with all these quads. He has the ability to put down a 7-quad program. Amber, as we see on the screen, has an incredible triple axel, which really sets her apart and is just a really powerful, strong skater. And Alyssa's coming in as a world champion as well, who's consistently been clean. And we can see just her new sort of approach to skating has been super refreshing for the athletes to watch, and it's been very inspiring for these athletes that are that have competed in the past and be like, wow, that's amazing what she's doing. And then for the current skaters to really just to be able to see how clean and how consistent she's been over time. But everyone has their own little things. As you watch, people will just naturally gravitate towards the people that have some sort of reflection in themselves, and that's what's so beautiful about skating. We can tell a story, we can drive emotion and all these things. So across the board, I think we'll see excellent jumps, we'll see excellent spins, we'll see excellent choreography. But every athlete is so unique, and I would never want to discredit any of the athletes, whether they're vying for first place or all the way down. They all have really something special to bring.
What's the biggest adjustment for skaters when they first get on Olympic ice?
I think it's the space, right? Like there's a lot of venues that we go to that are quite large, but I think something about the Olympics just feels grand. And I think that's something that's really takes a little bit of a moment to sort of just like take it all in, think, okay, but then focusing again, hey, I have a job to do. I have an agenda. I have trained really hard for this. I know I can do this well. Let's focus on that and not worry about any of the other sort of thing, the uncontrollables. But this team clearly has shown that they're ready for it. They're ready for the moment. And I think the individual events will be even more indicative of that.
We started the show talking a little bit about Lindsey Vonn. Obviously, everybody saw the horrible accident she had. As an Olympian, when you see something like that and knowing everything that she's put into being on the slopes, what hits you?
Yeah, I mean, it's heartbreaking. I think for her, just even having this step towards being even to qualify for the Olympics, to be in a space where she can get onto Olympic slopes is in itself just the most inspiring thing. And I hope that she is able to recover quickly and to set her sights on whatever the next step is for her. She's already a legend. There's nothing that you can take away from that. And I just think that she should be so proud of the work and the effort that she put in to get to this stage in itself. And of course, her storied incredible journey in the sport. So she's truly a legend and someone and a name that we'll remember forever for being just one of the best.